All right, people, here we are. We're finally doing the last review to the last, what I thought would be the last two-pack from Spider-Man Homecoming. It turns out that the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year is actually a Spider-Man Homecoming pack. So it's actually Adrian Toomes, I think his name is how you pronounce his last name, the Vulture, his civilian clothes, and then a Spider-Man with a pizza and a soda hands, and then his face, you can actually, his mouth is actually open on the mask. But this is the last one that I have so far until San Diego Comic-Con, and I'll review that when I get it. So here we are. I'm not only going to review the set, open her up, and set it up. I'm also going to review the movie I saw Saturday night. Probably going to be full of spoilers, but I'll let you know when I start talking about that. But for now, we're going to go over this two-pack. So we have the Vulture, and I've been saving this because of him, because he looks so darn cool in everybody else's pictures. And we have Homemade Suit Spider-Man. So this is obviously the packaging. Again, very nice. It's pretty good for a movie package. We'll open it up and take a quick look at the tray shot before we take them out of that. So here's a quick tray shot. You got Spider-Man in a suit, obviously. He comes with a stand. You got the Vulture. He comes with a flight stand, spider web, and then he has a hairpiece so you can do a civilian look. And then behind him, it kind of fell out of the package, is his wings. Not much to see here, but let's open them up and then take a look at them out of the package. So here they are out of the package. We're going to throw Spider-Man's little webs up there. But Spider-Man, of course, looks really cool. I just love that costume design, his homemade costume that he came up with. It's very reminiscent of the Scarlet Spider. But it just has a really cool look to it. And they gave you the hood. The hands have those web shooters, and those are, brand new piece in there. It's just a really cool figure. But, the big one for this whole wave is the Vulture. I mean, he's got those molded hand pieces where he kind of has the shocker hand things going on, and then he has his wings, and then I didn't realize his leg pieces are kind of as intense as they are, or look as crazy as they do. I mean, they put a lot of work into this figure. Even the mask with that air piece, for him flying is something else. I mean, they just really put a lot of work into this. And I'll flip him around so you can see what he looks like with just from. So here's the back view, and yeah, like I said, they put a lot of work into this molded piece. You can't do anything with them. The rotors don't tilt or anything, but it's still just a very cool. They did a really good job on it, and it's pretty big, just like it is in the movie. So I do like it. They did a very good job on it. And then let's take a look at him and Michael Keaton, in his hairpiece, and just check out the face, the head that they gave him. So it looks like they got the likeness really done really well on him. He does look like Michael Keaton. He's got kind of a, bad guy smirk on him. So I don't know if he'll work all that well if you were to make a, Michael Keaton Batman, using the older pieces and stuff, just to have that face and jawline or whatever. You never see Batman smile like that in the old movies, but still a cool piece. The other problem with this is, okay, so he's got his normal hair piece, but his shocker, gloves, hands, whatever, they didn't give you extras for that, so and that's a pretty easy fix. You'd grab a couple other black. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get him in his black gloves, and then the feet are the same way. Those leg pieces do come off, and he's in normal, like, cargo pants or whatever you'd call them, and you can just get black shoes. But now the biggest problem that you're going to have is, if you flip him around, you got these two giant pegs on his back, that his wings, clip onto, so you really can't have him in any pictures from the back or sideways or whatever. You're just going to see those two big pegs, which, whatever, that's no big deal either. I mean, should be easy enough to come up with a jacket for him or something close to it. But overall, cool set. great Minimate. You know, it's very, very, they did a very good job on him and making him look like he does in the movie. And like I said, I really love the Spider-Man design. Well, this is where I'm going to get into the movie. And I will say I love the movie. It was a great movie. Tons of fun. You know, Tom Holland, I think, is probably going to be my new favorite Spider-Man. As far as how it ranks with the rest of the movies, I still think Spider-Man 2 is more of a favorite just because it's so much more true to what Spider-Man is. And this is when I'm going to go into spoiler territory. One of my gripes is the spider suit is so jacked, not this version, but the other one that Tony Stark gives him, which also looks great and looks how it's supposed to. But that suit is so jacked with extra add-ons, the spider that comes out of his chest, and all this other crap that, you know, that's just not who Spider-Man is. He wears spandex, he maybe has spider tracers and that flashlight and his web shooters, but he doesn't have all the other crazy stuff. And as soon as it hit the point where he had a talking voice like Iron Man has in his suit, I was just like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we trying to have is this Spider-Man or is this Iron Man? And, you know, at the end, at least he didn't take the iron suit that he made for him. Tony makes for him, but it was cool. It's still cool seeing Tony in there, Foggy in there, or not Foggy, Happy in there. Gwyneth Paltrow kind of shows up at the end for a few minutes. That's pretty cool. I guess that relationship's back on. But, you know, overall, it was a great movie. Just the writing was great, and all the action was pretty cool. I'm definitely going to go see it again. I took my son to it. It's his first MCU movie. He's 6 years old, so that was pretty sweet. You know, the after credit scenes weren't that big of a deal to me because, you know, I recognized Mac Gargan's name like right away because I remember back in the Thunderbolts series, I think it was, is when he got the Venom suit and he was part of the Thunderbolts. So I've always known Mac Gargan's name, so that was cool to see that he's set up for future movies. I like Peter's best friend. That was pretty cool. You know, that's kind of how people act. The other, you know, how kids his age act with, oh my God, you know, you're Spider-Man, let's tell everybody, but he doesn't really think about the consequences of his actions. And then, God, what was the other thing? Oh, and the whole end thing with MJ kind of bothers me. You know, maybe it's a wink and a nod and the real MJ shows up, but even if she's supposed to be MJ, not only does she not look like the character, she doesn't act like the character, she has nothing in common with the Mary Jane that we all know. And even if she is, her name's Michelle, it's not Mary, it's just odd. I did like her character, it was well acted, especially for somebody who's on Disney shows. But as soon as they're just like, she goes by MJ or some crap, I'm just like, oh no, come on, you know. So, but otherwise, definitely worthy, you know, connection to the MCU. I love how they connected it to the Chitauri. I mean, a lot of that movie went to you know, they would have to figure out something else if it wasn't for that Chitauri invasion. So that was pretty neat that they, you know, they played it so close to the Avengers with that. You know, it was just a good movie, especially after Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is one of my least favorite comic book movies. They just crapped the bed so bad with that movie. It's good to see that they, you know, figured it out with this one. You know, made a good move, made Spider-Man good again, which he deserves. He is, you know, the face of Marvel Comics more than any other superhero. So, but anyways, I do have a setup for these guys. We'll set them up quick, and then we'll be on our way after that. So here's basically my setup that I'll be doing. You know, you got the Vulture flying through the air, and then Peter's hanging on for dear life. His head does need to be adjusted to get the line of sight right where he's looking at Vulture as he's being drugged through the air, but I want to do this aerial picture and get all that other stuff in the background. But here's actually how I did it. I got Spider-Man on a McDonald's straw and then Vulture up on a wooden dowel. So then eventually I'll get, this will be my shot. Yeah, like I said, I just got to do some adjusting. And Peter make his eyes, or his legs better and his posing better. But And Vulture's right where I want them to be, so should be interesting once it's done. But otherwise, check it out on Instagram. I'll have it up later tonight. Thanks for viewing the review video. If you guys have any thoughts or opinions on Homecoming, I'd like to hear them, just to see what you guys think. And go ahead and make some comments, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you guys around the net.